Well, hello, darlings. Welcome. I am Cruella tonight. Welcome, everyone. Some of you, I see you in the comments who are just wondering what's going on, and they're wondering what I was going to be for Halloween. So I stepped up my game this year, and here I am. So, welcome. Thank you for joining me on Saturday night. Tonight, I am doing only one red arm and one not because I cannot do the keyboard. So, so here we go. You guessed it right. Melissa said Cruella. So welcome. This just took, I don't know, two hours of makeup to do, but it's a lot of fun. So I love Halloween. I haven't dressed up in a long time. Last year I did, but it was kind of a last minute thing. So tonight we're pulling in the Cruella DeVille. So, welcome. Tonight, I thought what we would do is talk about a few cases, talk about current cases, talk about a couple things that are in the news, especially in Canada. And I had a request as well. And I'm going to read also a little bit of a Halloween case. Now, I wish I had a little bit more in depth time to do a really good Halloween case. But you know what? I really just want to hang out with you guys and chat tonight. I love that you like it. Yay. Okay, this is awesome. So I'm like the half old version, half new version of Cruella. I love it. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad I get to hang out with you. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off. Thank you. There's a member or a viewer of mine that has been part of the community for a long time, and she actually made a request. So, what I want to show you first is let me get my hair back for a minute. I'm going to tell this story because A, she asked about it, B, it's from Canada, and C, it's a very sad story as to what happened. And they're looking for a bad guy. So, we want to put his face up, but first, we're going to put up a man named Craig McDonald. Thank you. All right, so let's get into that and then we'll have a little chit chat in between, okay? People says, love you being crazy. Can't believe you're doing this. Heck yeah, I'm doing it. um, Valerie says, thanks for everything you do and all the great information you give us. You work very hard to give us the best info. I'm admiring you all the way from Kingston, Ontario. Well, welcome. Welcome, Canadians, Americans, everybody around the globe. So tonight, I'm going to show you something from Scarborough, Ontario in Canada. And let me just get the picture out for you guys. This man's name is Craig McDonald, and he died recently. Here he is right here. He is a man of 5. He has 5 children, so he's a dad. And what he wanted to do was just go out for the night and go to a hockey game, go to Boston Pizza, hang out with his friends, watch the game. He wanted to watch the Toronto Maple Leafs play, and with friends and family. Now, what happened was something happened in the restaurant. They're not too sure what yet. And there was an altercation of some sort. I'm not too sure if Craig was directly involved or if he was kind of, passively involved or what happened. But by the time he went outside to go home for the night, a guy came up to him, shot him, and killed him. And now they're looking for the bad guy, and this is the bad guy, okay? This guy, he's wanted. Now, I'll read you a little bit. It says, a Toronto man is wanted on a Canada-wide warrant after a deadly shooting in Scarborough. The incident happened shortly after 11:30 p.m. on October 13th. Craig McDonald of Toronto was found in a parking lot with a gunshot wound. He was later pronounced dead in hospital. The search is on for Abdelaziz Mohammed, 32 years old, who is wanted for first-degree murder. He's described as 5'10", 190 pounds, with a stocky build, black hair, brown eyes, and a full beard with a mustache. He is believed to be armed and dangerous. If you see him, do not approach. Just call 911. Anyone with information is asked to call the police, 416-808-7400, or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 416-222-8477, which is 8477 is tips. So this guy is wanted right now. And what he did was basically wait out, from my understanding. He waited for Craig to come out and then attacked him and shot him. So there's family, friends are horrified, sad, heartbroken. And they said Craig was just such a nice guy, just got along with everybody. So terrible story. I was asked to bring this to light and I wanted to. So here it is. So if you guys are in the area around, you heard what happened, or you look up what happened and see, and maybe you have some information, then let's catch the bad guy. So I want to get that out for you. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So very sad. I haven't heard yet if they caught this dude, but at least they know who he is. And he has, like, Craig just has so many loved ones. And they said that the family is shocked and devastated by his murder. He went to the hospital and he died. And he is Toronto's 65th murder victim of 2021. It also says, I just want to read this for you. One of his nephews, or maybe it is either a nephew or a niece, said this: "My Uncle Craig leaves a void in our family that can never be replaced and was loved by many friends and coworkers alike. Craig took pride in being a family man and was a loving partner, father, stepfather, grandfather, son, brother, and uncle." Wrote, it was his niece, Abby. And they did set up a GoFundMe. So once this live stream is over, I'll put the number for you to call. I'll put all that stuff down in the details. He had the best smile, the most vibrant, infectious personality, cared deeply for others, and had a zest for life that was unmatched. Just awful, awful, awful. So hopefully this guy can be caught, and they know his name. They know what he looks like. Now he just has to get caught. So thank you so much for hearing me and hearing that story. He is in Canada, and we just need him caught. Angie, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for your super chat, and same for you, Valerie. If I haven't said thank you, I really do appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me tonight. We're having some fun. So why not? Okay, you guys are loving the costume. I'm so glad. Thank you. This took 2 hours to do. I really tried. The girl who there's a TikTok I wouldn't say tutorial. But I swear I probably gave her 7,000 billion views just trying to get this. Erica says, "I literally fall asleep listening every night to one of your playlists." Well, thank you for listening and falling asleep. It's so funny. I have a couple of people that have said that. Okay, so next, now Xavier Harrelson I covered a while back. He's been missing since May, but they had found him, and I posted on my community post that when they found his remains, they believe it to be him, as he was wearing what he left with, and they said they're not 100% yet, because obviously he had to go and get checked out, but it was him, so it ended up being him. That's Xavier Harrelson. And also there's some new news as well. So I'm just going to go through a couple different cases too before I show you another missing man that's been fairly new in October, and also a new case in Australia I haven't covered officially yet, but I've been watching. So we could talk about that tonight, and then we can talk about some of the other cases that I've been doing. And if you want any other suggestions, you can make suggestions as well. I welcome that. Now, I don't know, I'm going to just touch a little bit about this because we don't want to get too crazy into it because there's not a whole lot of updates. However, in Summer Wells, it's very interesting that Dawn, I would say mostly Dawn, but Dawn made a new YouTube channel, um, which I find interesting. There's been a few different videos on there, and I did see him on the behavior panel. Let me know if any of you guys saw him on the behavior panel. There was 2 parts. I only saw the first part. I have yet to see the second part, and I'm thinking that's when they actually analyze it. So I haven't seen that yet, but I got to get in there. But it is interesting that Dawn has a new channel. I'm curious of what you guys think about that. Thank you, Jody Z, for the super sticker. You saw Crazy Cruella? Cruelinda. I love that you love it. Sherry says it's creepy, his YouTube channel. Yeah, a lot of people have some interesting. I can't take you seriously with a costume on. Darling. What does she say? I'm just getting started, darling. Allison says, I seen the actual interview but didn't watch the analysis. Me neither. Okay, I need to watch the second behavior. I will. That's on the list. That is on the list. Liz B, I see you there. Thank you for all you do. I got hooked on you because of your coverage of Lori and Chad and have been here ever since. Happy Halloween from Rhode Island. Thank you, Liz B. Thank you so much. Yeah, Lori and Chad. Holy moly. I just went through Alex, I should say Alex's ex-wife, which isn't Zulema. How did we go through over 150 videos I've done in that case? I think even 170 possibly, but definitely 150. And I found out that Alex had an ex-wife before Zulema. And they actually, I will be doing an official video because I'm going to show the clip or show the phone call. Her name's Debbie. She made a phone call to Chandler Police. And she was telling stories about Alex and Lori, which is very interesting. And she was married to Alex in her 20s, and Alex was in his 20s as well. And this is long before Joseph Ryan, et cetera, et cetera. So she was on the phone and she was having a little chit chat with the cop. And she said, yes, I was married to Alex. I talked to him for quite a time after we got divorced. She would say that when she was over Alex and Lori's mom, Janice, her house, Janice and Barry, that they would do some inappropriate things. Like Alex would bounce Lori on him while she wraps her legs around him and bounce up and down and moan. Like that's not brother and sister, last I checked. But apparently they were doing that and it was totally fine. And Alex didn't think it was anything big deal. And obviously wifey thought that was an issue. I guess so. But they didn't think it was anything of it. So it was a little creepy. And then Alex decided to, well, he came home one day and said, let's go, let's leave. And Debbie said that Alex had basically, I gotta be careful what I say on the live stream. Basically had intercourse with a 15-year-old and came running home and said, let's go. And then after that, she divorced him. So really interesting stuff about what's really going on behind the scenes. Now, a lot of people are saying, yeah, Lori and Alex, they had a little bit more relationship going on than we think. And a lot of people have said that over the year and a half. It's very interesting. So I'm going to do a video separate. I scripted yesterday morning. I was working on it this morning, except for 2 hours on this makeup. And tomorrow or Monday, you will see the video. Okay, so I'm going through here. I'm glad you love it. It's funny because your name is I love my pups. I got the Dalmatian thing going on. Yeah, it was crazy. A lot of work. A lot of fun though. Makes you wonder what happened with Tylee. She said she slept with the bat. Yeah, that's some weird stuff, isn't it? I wonder what the husbands were saying. You know, like did they see that with Alex and Lori, or did they calm down? Yeah. What type of videos does Don post on his channel? He was walking around where the dog trail was. He was holding Candace like really, really tight. This is my observation that I saw is Don did the talking, Candace was quiet, and Candace kind of did like as soon as he like pulled over, she just kind of like closed her eyes and just like did one of those, and then yeah. So I'm so glad you love it. Thank you, Fiona. I see the super sticker there. I'm trying to find your name. Thank you so much. There you are. Thank you so much. Algo, nice to see you. He said, God's sake, why are even the most outlandish things we ever imagined about the case being confirmed? Which one are we talking about? Thank you, Amanda. Yes, Liz, the interview with the ex-wife was mind-blowing and very interesting. It just keeps getting, I was saying this in the comments, I was talking to people and I'm going, you know, after how many, almost 200 videos, and I still feel like I'm only scratching the surface. It's like only scratching the surface as to what's going on in this. Are the Dalmatians sleeping? Yeah. I'm so glad you like it, you guys. Mandy says it's 3:15 a.m. in Finland. Woke up for some reason. What do I see here? Amazing. Welcome, Mandy. Or I gotta say, I'm just getting started, darling. I'm glad you love it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me. For those who are just coming in, I'm Cruella for the evening, and we're chit-chatting about some cases and some new cases, and you know, just having a chit-chat hangout. It's been a while. Hi, Linda. Love the costume. Got a kick and a great laugh coming in. Show the husband he laughed too. Awesome. I even got the Cruella earrings. I got it. So I have to have no glove on this hand because I cannot operate my mouse pad on my Mac. We need to change that. Okay. Has anyone ever come out with a Melanie P interview with law enforcement? I believe there is a Melanie P interview. I still have to get there. But if you want to see what some of the things that I've talked about with Melanie P and showed her, I guess, discrepancies over the year, I do have some videos on her interviews with the news. So we could try that. You guys can take a look at that. No, Shay Taylor, I did it myself. I just had to go like repeat a TikTok 7 billion times. The person's probably wondering, wow, all of a sudden the last 2 hours is just on repeat. Now, somebody was asking, why have we not heard anything about the brothers? There is a teeny tiny update. Um, Unfortunately, nothing about them being found, but their biological father spoke out. Now, let me just find it for you. Because that's all we hear. So it's October 21st. And it says it's been 10 months and there's still no answers on the whereabouts of Orrin and Orson West. But the boy's biological family is still holding out hope they'll be found safe. The father says, I don't want my kids to be deceased. I want them to come back home because my kids is all I got. His name is Charles Pettis. Pettis? I have no idea how you say that. Forgive me. Pettus. After my parents go, it's just me and my kids. And he is the biological father. The birth names were Classic and Sincere. And the boys were removed from the biological mother's home. We know that before. And then Trezell and Jacqueline adopted them in September 2020, but they had them before that and they adopted them, is my understanding. And then remember when we saw the whole thing about them being reported missing on December 21st. So there's nothing so far. The biological father says, I was looking through family members' phones and then we watched the news. That's how we found out. I didn't know they even sent them out to other people. He says, what else? We don't want no one to think it's a cold case. Okay, sorry. I'm skipping ahead here. A friend of the biological family says, we don't want no one to think it's a cold case because when it gets quiet, it's like no one thinks about them anymore. But we are going to keep going. I'm going to keep going until God calls me. I'm here until the end. So the father again says, they took my family. They took my kids away from me. My kids are my life. No matter how long it takes, how hard it's going to be, I won't give. I will never give up. So that's the update for Orrin and Orson. I follow all my cases to the end. So if there's an update, I do my best to do the update. Some people are wondering, Linda, or, Gruella, why are you hounding this case to death? Because I follow these cases to the end. That's just how I operate. So I always check. I have a little schedule. In fact, this week, Letitia Stoke is going to be in court on Thursday. She's going to make her plea. And also, remember Heidi Broussard? She's the girl, I guess it's going to be 2 years now that she went, 2 years that she was killed, and her baby was stolen and by her best friend. That's this Monday, but they keep changing it every single month. So I literally follow it every time. I put it in my calendar and I go to check and they move it out. So hopefully it's not this time, but we'll see. But I'll keep you posted. So I always follow this, and then I fill out my little schedule for the court dates and then follow the yellow brick road. Cruella Delinda, some love. Thank you. I'm so glad to see you guys. Yes, Dawn, you are correct. Letitia must appear. That's going to be on 1:30 p.m. this Thursday. She'll be in court. And so we'll see when her actual what comes next, and then see if I can even get down there and be there. That would be great. Hey, Kyle, nice to see you. Any updates on the Justiin Evans case? Well, yes and no. We're still in the same spot. His killer hasn't been found, or I should say charged, yet, in my opinion. I have some information that's come to me, but I'm going to keep that on the down low until I can say something. I'm looking into a couple things. Not good. I can tell you that. Not good. So when I do have something concrete, or I guess that I can say, then I will, but I'm gathering a couple more information. I don't know where this is going to head. If everybody, you may or may not know, Ken McKinney was charged with obstruction of justice, and then he was also in court, and they gave him, basically, he's on lockdown at home. He's allowed to go out Saturday afternoon, and he's allowed to just go get the the basic necessities, and then come back home. And he's not to drink. So I don't know if he's violated that, or maybe he's able to, you know, deal with that. He had to go cold turkey. So I don't know how successful that can be, but I know he was offered counseling, which is a good thing. So, and to help him get it, because he's an alcoholic, right? So hopefully. And what else? Oh, these eyelashes. Okay, just making sure they stick and don't flip off. And so, yeah, it's going to be a year coming up. December 12th is going to be a year. Well, the 14th is, I should say the 14th is when he was reported. But in my opinion, it's about the 11th or 12th that it actually happened. And the 12th is the day that was lied about. So we can take it from there. Where's my caddy? It's outside, darling. And so that's that for Justin. I'm hoping some things happen soon. We're coming up to that year mark. That year mark is where it starts to shift. We start seeing, Barry Morphew got arrested at that time. Letitia was pretty quick. But we do see some at around that year mark where they're gathering evidence, and then make the strike. I'm hoping that's what's happening here. I'm going to give it like another month, and then gloves are coming off. Joey said it would be pretty entertaining if one flipped off and landed on the camera. You know what? We still got time. Yes, let's talk about that for a sec too. Jessica says, I heard today that there was actually no fighting at the restaurant that Gabby and Brian reportedly had that blow up at. That's at Mary Piglet's. Gabby wanted her money back for their meals. They said no, and they left. Okay, so what I read on the news was that Gabby and Brian dined and dashed. Somebody came out and made them pay. They paid. This is what the report said, which is, I'm still like, I don't know. They paid, and then Gabby came in and asked for her money back. So I don't know yet. I want another party to come in and say, yes, this is correct. No, that's not correct. I know I only have one glove because I can't operate my computer. So like we're gonna have to just go like this all the time. Hello, Kirsten. Lupa says, any thoughts on why Gabby's last picture was way too early fall pic? I think it was meant to, possibly, meant to schedule it out. Maybe she was waiting to do it for Halloween, which would be tomorrow, which is so sad. You might see Mr. Linda tonight. Penguin says, the manager said there was no fighting, but he wasn't on the floor. The waitstaff and the other customers said there was a fight. See? So what is going on, right? It's so weird, this whole thing. Jessica Rabbit says, I love that on your lives you just talk to us, not show us information on a screen you're shown or will show in a video. Yeah, tonight I showed a little bit. I wanted to show a guy that unfortunately was killed, and he's from Canada, and there's a guy on the loose, basically just waited for him to come out of the Boston Pizza and shoot him. So it's terrible. But yeah, some things I'd rather prefer waiting to do in a video. Kate says I should have got my giant cat a Halloween outfit. I saw an actual like a Rudolph head mask type thing, like headband thing, and I thought that was funny. I'm so glad. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you about, there's a guy missing, and he's from Canada as well. But do you remember Marshall Iwasa? He's the man that's been missing for almost 2 years now, coming up. And I believe it's 2 years. I want to get that right. I feel like it is, because I picked him up. Yes, 2 years. November 17th, 2019. Whew, okay, I want to make sure I got that right. He hasn't been found yet. And he basically was living in Calgary. I gotta put this hand. Wait. Okay, here. Darling. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. He was living in Calgary, and he decided on a Sunday night to go and visit his storage unit and his mom. And it was a couple hours away from Calgary. He went south to a place called Lethbridge. Goes to his storage unit and tries to get in, but they had new rules and you couldn't get in there in the middle of the night. So he waited in his truck, finally got in, stayed there for a pretty decent amount of time. I believe it was like 45 minutes. And then he's never seen ever again. And his vehicle was found almost a week later, 14 hours away in a different province. So to Americans, it's like a different state. And here's where it's interesting. So his vehicle was in a forestry service road, way, 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 way up in the boonies. Got to get a 4x4 to go there. His truck was burnt, and his steering column was yanked out, and there's no marshal. And unfortunately, the storage unit only kept video for a week. So by the time they came back, there was no video. Now, there is a man named Daniel Ritchie. Okay, this guy here, Daniel Ritchie. He's been missing now for a couple weeks. Here's the weird thing. He is in British Columbia, which is where Marshall's truck ended up. And his truck was found, you guessed it, in a forestry service road, which is so strange. Now, I've been working on connecting those dots for a while, just seeing like new cases that are coming in. And lo and behold, here's another case. Now, Daniel had his vehicle being serviced, and he rented a truck. And this rental truck was found. Now, I'm hoping that they'll get telematics so they can find out from the rental vehicle where this truck went and how it got there and what time, etc., because that would narrow it down great, right? The beautiful part about that is perhaps they would do that. The rental company would do that instead of the thing with Marshall is nothing happened because nothing criminally suspicious happened, even though it's freaking weird. And where's Marshall? He's not going to carry the steering column out with them in the bush, and they haven't found him. So where's the steering column? So anyways, so Daniel's been missing, and it's very eerie. It's like around the time that this has happened, there's now about, I think I have 5 or 6 guys in the area, and I'm starting to figure out the little patterns going on, if there is a pattern. but I'm starting to figure that out. So I will be covering this as well because there's some important stuff there. My little eyelashes falling down. I'm a mess. I'm a hot mess. So it's just really, really weird. Go visit Lori Daybell in your costume with the burner phone. When they ask your name, just say she's been expecting me. Double dog dare. Yeah. Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. So I guess some people are doing trick-or-treating tonight. Okay, that's interesting. April says, sounds like an interesting case. Yes. Well, now I'm starting to connect these things and I'm finding out a little bit of patterns. So you're going to have to wait to see that. Make sure you subscribe. And I'd love to do a little series on that to show you some of the different men that are going missing. And these are strong, healthy men, like fit, and they're going missing. Some are 6'1", 6'2", and they're just vanishing without a trace. And literally without a trace. And some of these vehicles are ending up in a service forestry road. So it's just like just crazy. So we'll have to do that. Is the green ring Malachi? Look, I brought a little Lori to the I brought a little Lori tonight. Hang on. It's the eyeshadow and we'll pretend it's malachite. There you go. All right. Well, I hope I'm not missing Halloween tonight. Go trick-or-treating. It's supposed to be tomorrow for us, but if not, we'll make it up. Nobody's come to the doorbell, though we don't have anything out yet. Don't inhale. You need a hot cup of coffee. Claim it as brew to make earthquakes. Well, here's my straw's not working. Green like malachite. Yeah, we'll just do this. We'll just put it up. How's that? They're not okay. No, they're not male. Okay, they're not male strippers. They're guys. Whew, it's getting hot in here now. I think my husband has the heat on. Hopefully, it's not a hot flash. Oh, so fun. Okay, let me just see here. Let me shut the heat off, okay? Because it's a scorcher. This should do it. Let's hope. There we go. All right, so where are we? Apparently, Suzanne says I look like a dark rated 4. I'm on the list. I'm so glad you like it. Where did I find this Cruella costume? A really cool costume store in Calgary. They're a local store, so I supported them. I found the wig at a different store, unfortunately, but I got that. And I got another costume for next year because it was on sale. So Am I changing like Melanie Gibb 4.2D? All right, so let's go to another. Let's see what I have in my little notes here. Woo. Okay, let's talk about little Cleo Smith, and then we'll get to a Halloween story. All of a sudden, this is really hot, really, really hot. I'm just gonna message my husband. Okay, we gotta pose again here. Okay, little Cleo Smith. Have you guys heard of this little girl? She's 4 years old. She's missing from Australia. She was camping with her mom and dad and her little baby sister. And mom and dad went to sleep, and so did the kids. Mom woke up at 1:30, I believe it was, in the morning, gave the little one, Isla, a bottle, went back to sleep. And it was one of those tents, from my understanding, that has a divider. By the morning, little Cleo was gone. And the tent was zipped down just a little bit. So it wasn't like Cleo could get out by herself. And her sleeping bag was missing too. And so they searched and they searched and they searched for her. And she still hasn't been found. And now the authorities are looking back at the house for any clues. So she's been gone for let me just double check, and I want to get the dates, because I have to remember 7,000 billion dates, and I'm just getting acquainted with this case, so I start to remember after. So she's been missing for 2 weeks now. 200 possible sightings of her. Okay, here we go. She disappeared on October 16th from a campsite in Western Australia and is suspected to be an abduction. And I did read that they're looking for a vehicle around that time as well. It says approximately 6:30 p.m. on Friday, the 15th of October, Cleo arrived with her mother, Ellie Smith, stepfather, Jake Glidden, and sister Isla at the Blowholes campsite in McLeod, Western Australia, for a weekend visit. In an interview after Cleo's disappearance, Ellie Smith said that Cleo had gone to bed in the family's tent at around 8 p.m., but woke up early the next morning at 1:30 a.m. asking for water, and that after Ellie had given Cleo some water, she returned to sleep. When the family woke up at 6 a.m., see, I read something else on the bottle with Isla, and I think the mom said this, so this is Wikipedia. This is quick. When the family woke up at 6 a.m. on Saturday, 16th of October, they discovered both Cleo and her sleeping bag missing, with Ellie stating that the tent was completely open. It was about 30 centimeters from open when she awoke. And so I remember the mom talking about Isla. Now, it also says, let's just see here. Cleo's voice was heard on CCTV as cops said they seek the driver of a car seen near the campsite between 3 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. the morning she disappeared. And now an expert has claimed that police are closer to solving this case than perhaps we are aware. Yeah. She is a cute little girl. Like, she's just so sad. So cute. 4 years old. It was just awful. And she was in a sleeping bag. The person took her like in the sleeping bag and everything and just lifted her. How do you do that and be quiet? Like, that's a pretty gutsy move. I don't know how, it's just weird. That takes ninja level moves. Yeah, I mean, how do you, that's pretty brazen too. If you're coming at, first of all, you need to know which side the baby's on, the little girl's on, right? You would have to know that. Because if you open the other side, you're going to get the parents and you're going to probably get a pretty big fist in the face. So how do you unzip it just a little bit? I guess you can unzip it and then grab the grab her and then zip it, you know, almost all the way up and then take off. Oh my, I don't even know. I don't even know how to deal with any of that. That would be awful. The tent had 2 rooms, each identical with the front door on both feet towards doors. Got you. Yeah, I heard it was like a divider in there. Linda. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me and watching my videos. Hey, here's some really good news. Okay, I can't tell you all of it. I'm just gonna give you a little bit. There's gonna be some up leveling on the channel. It's probably not going to start till end of December, January, but just so you know, there's going to be some up leveling on this channel. And I'm so excited, but I just have to be patient for another month or so. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you too much more, but you guys are going to be happy. I think you guys are going to be happy. Okay. True. If it was open a little bit, they could have possibly peered in and seen the baby by herself. True. But I mean, man, like I think if it's somebody who abducted her, I think somebody was like watching. I think they would have to watch, you know, I think. What is up leveling? uh, like my channel's here and it's going to go to here. Content, all kinds of things, all kinds of things. I am so stoked. So again, I know I have to tease just a little bit, but I'm so excited. So 2022 is going to be awesome sauce. Sharon says there were 30 to 40 other people at that campground. Wow. And didn't they say, I remember them saying that they haven't yet interviewed everybody. Maybe they did by now. Yes, Amelia, I agree. A 4-year-old is coherent enough to yell and scream for her mom if someone was taking her from the tent. I agree. Unless she's a heavy sleeper. Hi, Matt. Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you. Yes, divider was zipped up to form 2 bedrooms. Apparently it was windy and the noise of the ocean so close could block out zip noise. I think someone might have witnessed the interaction at 1:30 a.m. Yeah, it seems like they are watching. Yeah, I've seen that too, Jules. A lot of offenders in the area, which is, it's just crazy because you see a couple of these cases. I mean, Michael Vaughn, a little boy from Idaho, and there was like 20 or 30, I think, around him too. You know what's scary is in Canada, you don't see that. We don't get that list. We don't get a map. I think it's ridiculous. Thank you. Glad you're loving it. And people say this is malachite. It's hard, these gloves. There you go. Little malachite for everybody. Yeah, very, very scary. And she was taken, yeah, with the sleeping bag too, with a little, it's scary. 40 around summer. It's just, man. And that's a small area too. Denny says, I'm not sure. I go camping all the time and it's so quiet that I hear everything, even the person snoring in the next campground. I bet. That would be me. I'm such a light sleeper. I would probably hear every little leaf crackle and freak out. Stace on the Case says, I have a ring just like Lori. Someone gave it to me a long time ago and now it just freaks me out. I bet. Allison, yeah, I'm sure somebody can post that up there. If I remember, it is youtube.com/itsAcrime/join. But maybe somebody can, one of my mods could please put that in there. I appreciate that. Thank you. You make a good point, Jessica. The tent had 2 rooms and a hall. Who would leave their 4-year-old new baby on the opposite side of the tent? Yeah, I guess it just depends. If they're in the tent, they feel secure. But yeah, for me, that's just me though. But maybe because I do what I do, that I wouldn't. But I don't know the situation. It's funny because I was away a week, I guess 2 weeks ago for a night, and I had to switch hotels because I'm pretty sure there would be yellow tape there the next day if I stayed there. Matt, haven't missed a live, but haven't been able to use hands for 6 weeks. Thanks for keeping me sane while out of action. Well, I'm so glad you're back. So that's good. Welcome back. Or welcome to chatting now. Yes, Maddie made a good point. Oh, thank you, Jessica. If you unzip it super slow, you can't hear it. Yeah. But, I mean, man, that's gutsy. My best friend in junior high was abducted, no answer. So that's so scary. It could just happen in a minute too, It's so scary. Oh, there you go. Where did I see? Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that. Pat K says, doesn't it seem odd that someone would be able to stop and zip the tent back up while holding a 4-year-old in a sleeping bag? You make a great point. But I guess it was 30 centimeters. Now, this is funny because Australia operates the same as Canada, but I do inches. So let's just see centimeters to inches. And we're going to do 30. That's a foot. That's 11.8 inches. So that's a foot open. So maybe they just was holding her and then on one side just go up. Yeah, I'm a parent. I have 2 kids. A lot of them are parents in here. For sure. Navy vet. Did you hear about the children abandoned in Texas, starving with his deceased sibling in the apartment with the other 3 for a year? I saw a headline on that. I didn't get to dive into that. How do they do that? That is so terrible. I'm hoping whoever's responsible got charged. You like? You know what somebody said? Somebody said, By the time trial comes, they're hoping that it'll be at 144 plus 144. One for Chad and one for Lori. You have to have a little bit of a laugh, you guys. It's terrible. This stuff is so terrible. And sometimes you just need to laugh. I now understand why, people who are first responders have weird sense of humors, because you almost have to. This is just awful. I'm going to leave those poor babies in an apartment decaying, brother, for you. That's awful. How do you even get away with that? Yes, I said the zipper was left open. It was 30 centimeters open, so that's 11.8 inches open. Heather says, apparently the mom's boyfriend beat him to death, and then him and her moved and left the kid. Oh my God. Kid dead around a year, 2 boys never left the apartment. Okay, I'm looking this up. Let's see. Because I saw and thank you, Navy Vet. If I haven't said thank you, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. 3 brothers are found living with the skeletonized corpse of their 8-year-old brother. Kendrick Lee had been dead for about a year. Mother Gloria Williams, 35, was arrested, good, and charged with injury to a child by omission, failure to provide adequate supervision, and failure to provide medical care. Williams' boyfriend, Brian Coulter, 31, was also arrested and charged with murder. What's more, Williams and Coulter themselves moved, leaving the boys in the home. The couple lived in an apartment around 15 minutes away from the children. Kendrick's siblings, aged 15, 10, and 7, had been living alone for almost a year, but finally the 15-year-old called 911. Another of the boys had a blunt force injury to the jaw that required surgery. What is going on? What is going on? That is messed up. The mother stopped every 2 weeks to bring chips and food. What? How? What? That's so sad. Well, I don't get it. I just don't get it. How do you even live with yourself and think that's okay? Like, clearly they didn't. I don't see any others right now, but yeah, wow. You're just gonna sit here for a moment. It's just like, what's going on? Do you find it's getting worse? It's getting worse. It's terrible. And I did read too today that a ex-officer was planning on killing the ex-husband and his kid, or something, like the ex-boyfriend or something. Okay, here, we're back to this. Oh, the parents speak out. The parents of a Texas man accused of murdering a young boy and abusing his brother say they are horrified by the allegations. Brian Coulter is accused of beating to death 8-year-old Kendrick Lee, his girlfriend's son, at some point last year, and leaving his body in a Houston apartment. Coulter and his girlfriend, Gloria Williams, are further accused of abandoning Lee's brothers by leaving them alone in the apartment for months. Authorities found the surviving boys abandoned in the apartment after one of them called police in October to report that his younger brother had been dead for a year and that his remains were in an adjacent room. In a written statement, Coulter's parents expressed sorrow over the situation. We are deeply saddened by the events that have unfolded. This is not who we raised our son to be. Our hearts and prayers go out to those brave children. We did not know the children involved, but are praying for the soul of the child that passed, his remaining siblings and family, and all those affected by this horrible tragedy. Oh, let's take a little picture of these guys' mug shots, shall we? There's their mug shots. Proud parent there with her boyfriend who's just, thinks it's more than okay to do that to a human being, let alone children. The parents of this Brian dude says, our relationship with Brian has been distant for years. We have nothing productive to contribute to this conversation that has not already been shared with the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Our family asks for privacy at this time as we grieve the terrible situation. A 15-year-old sibling of Lee reportedly told investigators that Coulter would get drunk and also beat him and his younger brothers, ages 10 and 7. The boys also told investigators that Coulter hit Lee all over his body and would continue to kick and hit him after he stopped moving. Investigators believe that Lee was killed at some point in November 2020. That's significant because Coulter was arrested that month at a Texas convenience store where he was allegedly high and carrying around a loaded pistol. Real stellar human being here. I had to instruct Coulter multiple times to place his hands on the steering wheel, the arresting officer wrote in a report. When I opened the driver's door to detain Coulter, I immediately detected the strong, pungent odor of marijuana emitting from his persons and the cabin of the vehicle. Police found marijuana and drug paraphernalia in Coulter's vehicle, and he was subsequently arrested. Williams was with Coulter at the time, but she was not charged. No children were present either. No, because they're stuck somewhere by themselves, and one of them died. Coulter faces a murder charge and is in Harris County Jail on a $1 million bond. Williams has been charged with injury to a child by omission and tampering with the human corpse. She is also in jail on a $900,000 bond. Unbelievable. That's terrible. Here's the little boy. Do these kids go to school, or what happened? Or are they just staying there? Or were they allowed? I'm just reading some more here. Oh, this is interesting. What? Courtney Lee is the biological father of 8-year-old Kendrick Lee. I can feel my blood pressure get like higher and higher. I can feel my ears just getting like it's so sad. Well, now they can rot. That's so sad. All these children, and then the ones who survived have to know that their brother is in another room. It's awful. Yeah, I'm just all riled up now. I know. I gotta do that. It's a little bit like that. I'm just getting started, darling. Yeah, you guys are upset too. There you go. Thank you, Shadow. This is the... Do you know how hard it was to hide my eyebrow? Yes, I did the update earlier tonight on Orin and Orson. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Liz says what's even more awful is these traumatized kids become traumatized adults will need a lot of counseling and support. That's so tough. I hope they can overcome that. No, I got a makeup thing. I was just gonna just a wipe and it just goes. It's fun though. It is so fun, isn't it fun? Do you guys celebrate Halloween? Do you guys dress up? I love it. I haven't done it in a lot of years. Last year I kind of slapped something together. This year I wanted to do something fun. Oh no. And then they just close the door and forget about it. Unreal. So angering. You look great, Crulinda, but you always do. Everybody's going Crulinda. Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. A lot of fun. Dream of a Hive says, I'm scary enough as I am without dressing. I'm so fun. We do all need fun this year. I might do this tomorrow and walk around with my kid. Why not? Maybe not the dress. Maybe not the dress, but maybe just the top. It snowed. It snowed today / yesterday. It snowed. Welcome to those who are hanging out with me tonight. They're coming in. You guys are coming from all over the place and hanging out with me. I appreciate that. Donna says, hey, you look awesome. Any update on Justin Evans? I'm dressed up as a person ready for bed. Well, thank you, Donna. Thanks for the super chat. Justin Evans, I did do an update just earlier tonight. There's not a whole new updates. We are almost at the 1 year mark. I am hoping that there is information gathered and that 1 year mark may bring something. I do know there was what's the word? A call into the authorities about something that happened, and the authorities didn't take it serious, from my understanding. So that's a little bit of a disappointment, is an understatement. And there's some information I also received, but I have to do some vetting and maybe more details on it before I'm allowed to do anything. I said earlier tonight, I'm going to give it that 1 year mark and then the gloves are coming off. That's how I feel. Navy vet. When in the Navy, I had to ship the remains of the fallen back home. I'm now almost 70. Those poor children will forever remember the smell of death. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And thank you for your service. Yeah, my husband, who's a paramedic, talks about that. And it's not good. It's not good. There's Stay down, eyelash. Thank you, Navy Vet, for sharing that. Thanks, Colette. Thank you. I like to keep it classy here. Well, tonight's a little evil tonight. Can't be good all the time. Mother Hen says, you were the first person I watched when I started on YouTube. Now I am hooked on 4 channels. Money for you to go to that Letitia trial. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to put the gas money because it looks like I might be, maybe I'm driving. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you so much, Mother Hen. Will do, Karen. Thank you. Okay, so did I have a chance to watch the new Lori Daybell interview videos? Earlier tonight, I was talking about Lori and Alex. I heard the one phone call actually from Alex's ex-wife, who's in Zulema, and I'm starting to dive into all the videos. There is a huge data dump. It's like 2,500 pages in summertime. And I did kind of go through and mark some things, and now I have to dive in. And so I have a video almost ready to go. I was scripting it yesterday morning, and then I'm hoping tomorrow or Monday to launch it. And that's the one with Alex and this ex-wife. And then you'll hear my thoughts on it and connect some things to help you guys through it. But I'm always going to dive into that. That case isn't done, so I'm not done with it. You're always going to see some sort of Lori, Chad, and some sort of something. Anyway, I'm going to do my best to keep up on it. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you all for watching me. I really appreciate that. I bet I'm sure you, I was not, yeah, wasn't thrilled to see the snow. No, I'm not ready for that yet. Let me see what else I got going on here. I covered quite a bit tonight, haven't I? Letitia's this Thursday. She's going to make a plea, and she has to show up because last time she just didn't feel like it at her preliminary, and that was okay apparently. So now she has to. Sandra, thank you for the super stickers, Sandra. I appreciate that. The snow has stayed. Yep, it stayed. Thank you, G Dubs. Thank you. Can Justiin Evans' family take the investigation further? They can. I'm not sure what their plans are yet. I'll have to, catch up. Maybe we can have someone from the family come on and do a live stream, and we can have some conversations. Ooh, darling. There, maybe go like this. We can have some conversations and then see where we're at, because hopefully there's going to be some developments, but I just don't know. It's really sad. It's going to be 1 year coming up here in December. Thank you, El Bandito. Thank you. Crulinda or Crimella? Ooh, good question, guys. Crulinda or Crimella? Good question. I like that. Vote. Hit subscribe if you haven't done so already, too. Ooh, Amelia likes Crimella. Crulinda. Okay, so look, somebody was saying about little Barry Morphew. Barry Morphew, if you haven't seen my last video, if you haven't, go check it out. One of my last videos last week, he's living back in Salat or in Maysville near his old house, and he's renting an Airbnb, and his ankle monitor doesn't work, but that's okay apparently. As long as he just drives in to Poncha Springs every day and come out, he's good to go. Crimella. I like Crimella. That's cool. So Barry is basically incognito for however long he wants, and then he just, as long as he goes into Poncha Springs every day, he's all good. That's crazy to me. And he's going to be back in court soon too, in November. We got a busy month in November. Yeah, I think so too. Dream of a Hive says, I think Bear is staying to keep an eye on something. I think so too. He's pretty adamant. And he's paying, apparently, he's paying $2,000 a month for show. And so, and he's on a suing spree. He's suing 26 people, including DA Linda Stanley, Sheriff John Speasy, FBI agents, and CBI agents. That's pretty cocky. Pretty cocky. Plus, he's out. Yeah, so he's decided to sue people. Now, okay, let's talk about this. There's DNA that was found, right? In Suzanne's car, in her vehicle, on the glove box. People they have to realize a few things, okay? It's a partial DNA match. It's not an exact match, which means it's not the dude. Partial is like a family member, right? So it could be a cousin, it could be a nephew, it could be a brother, it could be a kid. Like it's partial. It could be like a second cousin, third cousin. It's like partial. So as you go through the generations, even, okay, you're going by halves in it's called centimorgans, how they actually measure. So you're going in half and half and half and half and half, approximately, because it depends on the different traits you get. So a partial match doesn't mean that it's matching up to this sex offender in I can't remember where he is now. I think he moved to Texas or something like that. He's in Texas. Doesn't mean that's him. It could be like the cousin who lives in Salida who, was fixing the vehicle. So people are freaking out about that, and I'm not that worried. However, if they're bringing up reasonable doubt to the jurors who don't know about that, I mean, obviously prosecution's going to have to like pound that one right in constant about, hey, partial match is not exact. I think there's, it'd be interesting to see who comes forward and what their alibis are. Donna says, my first YouTuber was here and I like the place. Justin Evans got me hooked and I'm in. I appreciate for you watching. Thank you. No muffler guy hasn't been around. I think he came last week a little bit, but it's been quiet. Okay, there's little hairs everywhere now. I'm so glad you guys are hanging out with me tonight. It's awesome. Colorado's doing a sweep on the judges. 3 are off the bench so far. Maybe this one needs a look at this case. I didn't know that, Hippie Kathy. Interesting. Well, now Barry has all the time in the world now that he can go squirrel hunting and he can go, lion hunting or cougar hunting. Well, we know he's already done that. And did you know that Barry's girlfriend, we call her Shosho, her real name's Shoshana, but Shosho got in trouble for stealing a package on Barry's old address just days after he got out of jail. He gets out of jail a couple days later. She's gone to go fetch him a package off his doorstep or his old doorstep. Wonder what's in there. You guys, what do you think it is? Okay, really hard to sip this because I think there's a hole in it. I was wondering what is in that package. Oh, that's funny. Joycatcher says, I heard it was supplements. I was joking that it was probably his protein powder. He actually said that. Vitamins. Steroids. We were like wondering. So like he needed his little special protein. He looks different, man. He changed. He changed. Well, thank you so much for the happy Halloween. What do you guys think? I should dress up next year too? Do you like it? Is it fun? Hippie Kathy says Viagra. Yes, yes. Woo! People want to call me Crimella. Crimella? Yeah, it's fun to dress up. I have the shoes of it all. It's just hot in here. Why wait till next year? Okay, well maybe we'll make this like, every little once in a while I just do a live stream and just have fun. What cases are you guys following right now? What's like the biggest one that you can't put down right this week? Maybe a new bobcat. Jaylani Day. Oh, yes, I read about him as well. Summer. Man, you guys are still Summer, Brian, Gabby and Brian, Daybells, Gabby in between cases, Murdoch story, Cleo. The Murdoch story is like, man, this is like another Lori Vallow, isn't it? There's so much to it. Yes, newlyweds from Moab, Kylan and Crystal. Jaylani, please look into it. Very, very suspicious. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. Thank you, Sassy Sandra. I appreciate you as well. Okay, so you guys have a lot of different ones you're going. Six-year-old Isabella, also known as Ariel from Hawaii. These are all the ones you're looking at right now? These ones are all, you're diving into them? Man, you guys have a lot going on here. Whew. Okay. There's going to be a few things. We're going to start hitting some trials and some court dates pretty quick too as well. The Daybell interviews are nuts. They are. I'm starting to get into them and have to go dive in. Okay, you guys are all over the place for different cases. Interesting. Okay. So interesting. The Cleo case. Good evening, those who are just coming on. Kylan and Crystal. I have worked on Kylan and Crystal's timeline and have been received one thing that I wanted to double check on, but I would like to cover them as well. I want to cover all of it. I just need more time, but I'm going to be getting some. Wow. You guys have lots of different stuff. Do you guys also watch like full stories? Do you watch full cases that are older, that are not so by the minute? I'm keeping up with the guy that went missing and his truck is found without a steering wheel. Yeah, the steering column is gone, but he is just missing. He's still missing. It's been 2 years. And not many leads at all. Okay, awesome. Somebody asked, what if the notebook found was Gabby's? Wouldn't that be interesting, seeing as her water bottle potentially was there, not taken until later? Colby says, love to watch other stories. I feel like there is definitely something to learn in most cases. Serial killer minds are fascinating to learn more about. I agree. Be interesting to cover some of that. Awesome. Lori says, I'm new to the true crime movement. I'm hooked. I feel really bad for Kylan and Crystal's family. Weird timing on that. Hey, there's weird timing on that as well. April says, I love Stephanie Harlow's stories of older unsolved cases. Yeah, you know what? I think it was last year, I had a 4-hour conversation with Stephanie. We chatted on the phone about the Gannon Stout case. It was like I've known her forever. She's awesome. She gave me a huge shout out when I first started too. Like, really appreciate her. I did talk about Andrea. I did talk about Alex Cox's ex-wife, who's not Zulema. That's going to be in a video, hopefully tomorrow or Monday, and I'm diving into that. And I'll start doing a bunch of different things again on the channel. I know I was down a little bit of trying to keep up with all the information on the laundry case, right? Now that he's gone, I mean, it might be a little bit quieter. There's been some controversy on my channel about those videos, but I'm stick to them. Okay, so you guys do quite a bit of different things. That's really cool. Okay, so what else? I've covered quite a bit. I'm going to look and see, make sure I'm not missing. Well, I mean, there's a lot of videos that I've done and a lot of cases. I just wanted to bring you some little updates. Oh, you know what? I know what I need to do. Let's do one more. Okay, we're going to do one more. And it was a case that someone died on Halloween. And I looked it up and it was very interesting. Ginny says, sorry, what are your thoughts on the Jelani Day case? I've read a little bit about him. I haven't heard the latest news after he was found, but a lot of people are saying it's very, very strange. So maybe I dig into that too. Let me just, I know I've heard of these too, and I'm starting to look. So let me just, it's just been really hard for me lately with some schedule changes. I don't want to forget him. Okay. I'm going to read this out because this was interesting too. And had I had more time, maybe next year I'll pre-plan this and really get into it because I would love to do something like this for Halloween. But I did pull one out that was very interesting. There was a girl, her name was Cindy Song. Have you heard about her? She actually died on Halloween, or actually, sorry, she's missing since Halloween. We don't know what happened to her. It says Cindy Song grew up in South Korea. In 1995, she moved to Virginia to live with her aunt and uncle and attend high school. After graduating high school, she went to Pennsylvania State University. On Halloween in 2001, Cindy, now a senior, went to a costume party at Players nightclub with two close friends, Stacy and Lisa. She was dressed as a bunny. And further in other stories, I also heard she was dressed as a Playboy bunny. All three friends partied until 2 a.m. the next morning when they left and stopped off at a friend's apartment to play video games. At 4 a.m. that morning, they dropped Cindy off at her apartment. She was never seen again. A search of her apartment found no signs of struggle or forced entry. The false eyelashes that she had worn to the party were there, along with her backpack and cell phone. The only thing that were missing were her purse that contained her driver's license and credit cards. Police believe she was wearing her Playboy bunny costume when she vanished, as it was not found in her apartment. An analysis of her phone found that she had not made or received any calls after she was dropped off. There was also no activity on her credit cards. Finally, there was no suspicious activity on her emails. Police and volunteers searched a wooded area near the campus. However, no trace of her was found. Authorities don't believe that she ran off on her own. Two Britney Spears concert tickets were found in her apartment. A printout for a computer that was due to be received on November 6th was also found. Her friends and family don't believe that she was the type of person to just disappear. They also did not believe she was depressed or suicidal. Her friends remembered that she was happy and upbeat on the night she vanished. Authorities believe that she left her apartment to go to a 24-hour supermarket and that she was abducted there or along the way. Another theory was that she left her apartment with someone that she knew and then was killed by them. A few days after she disappeared, a woman matching her description was seen in Philadelphia being forced into a car by an unidentified man. Police do not know who the man was or if the woman was her, but they would like to question him. A $27,000 reward is available for this case. And then they were talking about suspects, and they said a possible suspect in the case was an unidentified man who was seen trying to force a woman matching Cindy's description into a car. She was screaming, crying for help, and he yelled at the witness to leave. The incident occurred in Philadelphia's Chinatown district, 200 miles from her apartment. He was wanted only for questioning and is described as an Asian male with olive to light brown complexion and medium length hair. He has never been identified. And then it said that this is an unsolved case. Investigators have stated that they no longer believe the woman calling for help in Philadelphia was Cindy. In 2003, police connected Cindy's disappearance to a bank robber and suspected serial killer named Hugo Selensky. A co-defendant of Selensky's told police that Selensky and an accomplice, his name was Michael Kurkowski, had abducted and killed a woman from State College that matched Cindy's description. The informant led police to a location of 5 bodies on Selensky's property. However, DNA testing proved that none were Cindy's. One of the bodies was of the alleged accomplice, Kurkowski. The informant claimed that she was buried on another part of the property. Authorities believe the informant is telling the truth because his information on the other 5 cases turned out to be correct. Selensky also confessed to kidnapping Cindy, but claimed that Kurkowski killed her and kept her bunny ears as a souvenir. Surprisingly, in 2006, Selensky was acquitted of the murders of 2 drug dealers who were found on his property. He was, however, convicted of abusing their corpses. In January 2014, authorities announced that the badly destroyed remains of 7 other people were found on Selensky's property. They have looked into the possibility that one of the sets of remains belonged to Cindy. However, she has not yet been linked to them. They also announced that Selensky's attorney and a private investigator were involved in witness intimidation and other crimes relating to Selensky's case. Finally, in 2015, Selensky was convicted of the murders of Kurkowski and his girlfriend Tammy Fassett, who were also found on his property. He was sentenced to life in prison. He's still considered a suspect in Cindy's case. However, her body has never been found. Interestingly, Selensky is an associate of Stephen Martin, a suspect in the disappearance of Felicia Thomas and murder of Jennifer Barzalowski. However, it is not believed that their cases are connected to Cindy's. Interesting. What do you guys think of that? Very interesting. Okay, Maddie, I see you saying that. I'm just going to write that down as well. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, so tonight we went. I just read one that a woman disappeared on Halloween after going out with their friends and partying, and then they found her eyelashes, and then not her. We're going to stay on for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to go eat something. And then I have another Zoom with my crime ring at 8 p.m. Denise, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for being part of the community. Thank you. I love dressing up. It's just so fun. It's just something fun, something creative, and we can talk true crime while I'm dressed up as Crimella. I'm glad you can make a live stream, Lynette. Okay, so Daniel is missing in Arizona. Okay. I'm so glad you guys like it. We'll have to do another live stream. I'll be soon. Not too much later, soon. I'll be diving into some new stuff. Keep on the lookout this week. There's going to be an update on Letitia. There's going to be an update in the Daybell case, of course. We'll see if I can pick up another case. I go and try and get out what I can. And I had a little bit of scheduling differences in the last little bit. And I'm also mom and I'm a wife. And, so I'm trying to do everything at once. I do my best. I did do my own makeup, yeah, but I watched a TikToker like 7 quadrillion times on repeat trying to do it. So hers is amazing what she did, but this is my interpretation of it. So much to look into. You're going to see some new stuff too in the new year. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. Mr. Linda, I'm not too sure where he is right now. He may be putting my little one to bed. We got to keep Primella on live so she doesn't go eat the puppies. I'm hungry. I love her little saying, "I'm just getting started, darling." You guys are fun. You're so fun. I enjoy hanging out with you guys so much. And Saturday night. I don't know what day it is. Did you hear him? He made his appearance. Non-muffler guy. He did it tonight. We got to hear. The people who stayed on got to hear. The one that does the makeup, it was actually on TikTok, I think, or maybe it was Facebook. Like, I just did a snapshot of her. I'll tell you what her name is. We'll give her a shout out. Her name, I feel like it was Sophie Hannah. Yeah, hers is a little bit different. Mine, I couldn't get the right color green, but she did an amazing job on hers. Okay, next live, Mr. Linda will come on. We can do a Q&A on that or something. Mr. Lynn is not freezing. I'm always freezing, so he's probably welcoming that. Did I make my No, I bought it. It's a dress. It's actually a dress. Let's see if I can get up. Well, we'll see if I can get up. It's like it's a dress. And I got the shoes. Ding. Except I have paint on my feet because I'm painting. That's funny. I'm painting a different room so that I can move my office so I can have more space. It's funny. I still have paint on. The paint does come off. It's all good. Maybe I should have done that on my puppies. Ah, that's so sweet. Our community is very awesome. I am so appreciative of this community. We just are very, very appreciative. Yeah, you guys never really see me, do you? You just kind of see me from here up. So I have a little dress. It was cute. We have 2 minutes. So if you would like to subscribe and see some new videos, more videos, please be sure to subscribe. And I thank you all. Thank you so much for the moderators tonight. I mean, if I didn't have these guys, they're just amazing. They keep it classy here. Am I painting in those red heels? No, I was painting barefoot. That's what happened. I have paint all over. It's been like there for a week. It's not coming off. I did the best because it was everywhere. Am I really vegan? I don't know how. Yeah, I'll be vegan for, it's going to be 2 years now in December. And I don't even look back now. It's funny. I love laughing. You guys give me a good laugh. Thanks for letting me be funny and goofy and dress up, and I don't know. I appreciate that. Makes me smile. Venus gal. To each their own, but never shall I give up steak and burger. I said that too. I did say that before. My husband was cooking bacon. He's like, no, it doesn't. No, not anymore. Aw, Gail, you're on a feeding tube. Okay, I will eat something for you in about 2 minutes. Aw, I hope I make you guys smile. I really try. No, Colette. Okay, there is a vegan cheese. Okay, before I go, oh dear, what's it called? Violife. Violife? Something like that. The cheese is amazing. It actually tastes like cheese. It's pretty good. It's a new brand. Can't get the old Daya stuff or whatever. Ugh. This one is like you can actually have a sandwich. Aw. Aw. Thank you. I guess after 300 videos, I'm a little bit more comfortable, but I still get nervous. I do still get nervous. But yeah, I'm not the same nervous lady. I'm not the same Linda, or I'm not the same Carmela as I was 2 years ago. Yeah. It's going to be almost 2 years in next week, in couple weeks. I'll spell the name. Let me see. I'll give you guys. You want to know the cheese? Okay. I'm just gonna send you to their, because even the cheddar, like you can melt it. Okay, it's loading, and then I'll give it to you guys. Or I'll just do it like this. Because it's game changing. Like game changing. Okay. That's the cheese. All right. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Lots more content coming your way. And in the next month or two, there's going to be a lot more. So I'm very excited. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go eat something quickly before I go on my Zoom. Love you. See you soon. Bye. Oh, I need one more thing. I'm just getting started, darling.